Hi everyone, I am Eve the Medium and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As always, it is a great pleasure to be back with you all. Today I have a very interesting video for you guys, and it's a video answering another question that has been asked by so many through social media, through my YouTube channel, and for about 3 weeks consecutively clients have been asking me this question. The question is, where should I set up my altar, and can I have a spiritual altar in my bedroom? So today I will be answering that question and more for you. So can I set up my spiritual altar in my bedroom? The answer to that question is no. The reason why is your bedroom is your private space, your own private space, where you sleep, where you change after you shower, unless you have a separate room where you can change. So you should not have any type of altar in your bedroom. I do understand that some people may be experiencing some issues, that they do not have a spare room, that they do not have enough space. There are some of you that may be renting a room, so you do not have enough space to set up your altar. In this situation, I always recommend that you wait and just have a goblet of water on top of a dresser with a small candle that you light only where you're going to pray. When I say pray, I mean just thanking your spirits, thanking God, and just asking for their blessing. Because I do not recommend that you do the Allan Kardec prayers, the spiritual development prayers, in your room. Anytime you set up a space, either for your spiritual guides or an ancestor's altar, this space becomes a portal, a doorway where you're connecting with the spiritual world, you're connecting with your guides are coming through, and this place will be filled with energy. And that is where you will be experiencing difficulty sleeping, just feeling uncomfortable in general. When you go inside a room that is dedicated to the spirits, you will feel the energy immediately as you go through that door. So it is not recommended that you set up any kind of altar, especially ancestors' altar, in your bedroom. An ancestor's altar should never, ever, under no condition, be set up in the bedroom. If I say you experience a lot of uncomfortable energy from a general altar to your spirit guides or the Loa, imagine setting up an altar for your ancestors in your room. The energy will be even twice as uncomfortable. An altar for those that have crossed over or for your ancestors should be in a totally separate place, in a separate room from the house. If you do not have an extra room to set up the ancestors' altar, what you should do is, and this is something that I recommend to a lot of people, if they don't have the space and you live in a room that has a bathroom, what you can do is set up a glass of water and a candle on Mondays on the floor between the sink and the toilet bowl for your ancestors. You dedicate that little space for them. An ancestor's altar should never be in your living room, your bedroom, or your kitchen. The energy, as I mentioned, will feel stuck within the home. You will experience financial problems, will experience depression, and so much more uncomfortable energies. So therefore, it is not recommended. Unless you have a separate room, then you can set up an altar for your ancestors, for your family members that have crossed over, in a separate room, and it should be separate, at least 3 to 4 feet away from the altar to your guides or to the 21 division. These altars should never be side by side. Okay, it can be on the same wall, but it has to be at least 3 feet apart. So this is something that you should know. Now, in regards to setting up an altar for the 21 division, for whatever spirits are in your spiritual quadrant, and you want to set up an altar for them, and there you will sit and do your prayers to develop that connection with your spiritual guides or with your Loa, then this altar can be set up in a living room, not a kitchen. It's never recommended to be set up in a kitchen unless you have a corner and you separate the area from the rest of the house. Then that is fine. You could place a curtain or one of those divisions that they sell and you place it there. Therefore, your altar will have its own space. Your spirits will have their own space where nobody will go and snoop around or touch anything there. If you have a space, whether it's in your living room or a little bit separate from the kitchen, then you can do so. But make sure that you set up either a curtain or something to divide that space, so your spiritual altar will not get contaminated with the energy that we bring home every day. It is very simple to set up an altar. You do not have to set up an elaborate altar, like a huge altar with all these images of saints that you do not know if they belong in your spiritual quadrant. You should just begin with a goblet of water, a standing cross, and a white candle. And you should bless the altar. You can use basil, holy water to bless it in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And you dedicate this space to your guardian angels, spirit guides, and protecting spirits. Say the Lord's Prayer, Hail Mary, Glory be, and the Lord's Creed. And this you do to set up the altar. And these prayers you also say anytime you're sitting to do the prayers from the Allan Kardec book, to develop your gifts, to develop that connection. Make sure that the vision that you set up gives you that privacy, so nobody will go and disturb you. And also make sure that it's in a place where there's not a lot of noise, where you don't have a lot of people coming in and out. So that is very, very important. But if you cannot set up an altar, if you live in a room, you should not set up an altar in that room. No altar whatsoever, unless you could separate it again. But yes, you can place a small service to your guides, glass of water and a white candle, and just dedicate it to them and have a standing cross, which symbolizes the crossroad, that connection between heaven and earth. And then as you go along, you can ask your guides to help you find a bigger place that you want to dedicate a room just for them, so you can sit there, connect with them, and start building that connection and feeling their energy and getting to know your spirits. And your spirits will help you with that. So to answer that question, so many of you that have asked, can I have an altar in my bedroom? No. It is not recommended. Again, if you live in a room, be patient. Ask your spirits. You can still communicate with your spirits on a daily basis. When you wake up in the morning, thank God for this day. My guardian angel, I ask you to guide me and bless me in this day. If you have any important decisions to make, you can ask your guides. There is nothing that says that you cannot communicate with your guide and that you need that altar. The altar, you're going to build it to strengthen that communication. But you still can speak to your guides. You still can receive messages from your guides. Because imagine, if you need help with something or you need an answer from your guides, you have to run home, sit in front of the altar to get the answer to that question. No, you can speak to your guides anywhere. The reason why we sit in front of the altar is to strengthen that connection. But it doesn't limit you that you cannot speak to your guides anywhere else. If you're in your room, just make sure that you have peace and quiet, and just speak to your guides. That you have no one disturbing you, that you have turned off your phone, and just sit down with a pen and paper and speak to your guides and write. Whatever comes to you from them, write it down. Any messages or any answers to your questions. So I hope this answers that question that has been asked by so many. Can I have an altar in my room? And for those who already have set up an altar in their room, I recommend you remove it. Because I know you must be experiencing trouble sleeping. You have a portal, and a portal should never, ever be created in the bedroom. That is if you want to sleep peacefully at night. So again, I hope this video has answered that specific question that has been asked by so many. Can I set up an ancestor's altar in my bedroom or an altar for the Loa? The answer to the ancestor's altar is no. For the Loa, if you can separate the room, have a curtain or something to divide the room in two, then you can do it temporarily. But do not go building a huge elaborate altar, and you cannot allow anyone in there. I never recommend that you allow anyone to even touch your altar. That is the private space where you communicate with your guides, where you receive their messages. No one should touch it. No one should come and place nothing on there. That is only for you. I hope this answers that nagging question that has been worrying so many people. Should I build the altar in my bedroom? For those who are new to my channel, you can subscribe below and also click the notification bell to be notified when any of my new videos are up. If you are interested in booking a phone consultation with me, I will leave the link below to my website, and you will find all the information there, and also you will find all my products. God bless you. I love you, and much love and light.